Water in my cup. Lights up, mics up. Let's get these likes up. How we sounding? New 4K camera. Listen, interface is on the way. We just gonna keep buying stuff till it figures itself out. How we looking? How we sounding? We okay? Let me know. Lights up, mics up. Let's get these. Listen, I got a new mic interface coming. It's going to sound better than this, but I want to get going. Tiff, how we looking? I'm assuming it's the interface. We got a new interface, gang. We just gonna keep buying stuff till everything starts working. New mic interface coming. Everything gonna be good tomorrow. All right? It's gonna sound 10 times better than this, but this is what it is. Replay gang in the building. How we looking? We sounding good? Trey Lou in the building. Queen B. Richard. All right? What we doing? Queen B said hit the like on your way in, gang. Sassy, what's going on? This is a new 4K mic. A new 4K camera. The mic coming on the way. Quickie Sticky, how we doing? It's good to we just gonna keep rolling, gang. It's a lot to talk about. We gotta do our job over here. We gotta do our job. Elevated Gamer in the building, how we looking? All right? We gonna do what we do over here. Gang, listen. As we start to fill up in the room, I want to tell y'all what's going on. I don't know if you guys know. All seeing Scorpio in the building. Richard, I appreciate the jewels. Run the jewels. Run the jewels. All seeing Scorpio in the building. Run the jewels, gang. We back like we never ever left. Water in my cup. What's today? Wednesday, Thursday? I think today's Wednesday. Happy hump day. It's a lot going on. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about Dame Dash because what I'm seeing, gang, Dame Dash might be headed for like, I don't know what kind of, he might be headed for like an old folks home, gang. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if you understand what's going on, right? Queen B said it was salty last night. Listen, it was a whole lot going on, but I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to try to go. I worked on it for a little bit, but I was like, you know what? I'll fix it tomorrow. I'll buy some new stuff. Bought a brand new 4K camera, right? Things going to be sharper and crisper around here. So that's what it is. Translation through speaker. Salute, finally caught it live. Salute, salute, salute. Gang, I cannot oversell this. I cannot oversell this Dame Dash situation. If it seems like I'm overselling this, just you wait, right? Just like my boy Lin-Manuel Miranda says in Hamilton, just you wait, right? Just you wait. This conversation that Art of Dialogue pulled out of Dame Dash, gang, this might be one of the greatest fumbles in history. It's worse than J. Cole's fumbles. It's worse than anybody's fumbles because the thing with Dame Dash, he's so busy trying to hate. He's confusing the stuff he said yesterday with the stuff he's saying today. This interview is only 24 minutes long, but literally, Art of Dialogue, salute the Art of Dialogue who went and got Dame for this interview. Always go get Dame soon as something happens. He went and got Dame Dash. I kid you not, Art of Dialogue may have spoke for 20 seconds total. Tops. May have spoke for 20, maybe 30 seconds total in this video. It is astonishing. But he did the smart thing. He let Dame Dash ramble on and on and on. Dame Dash contradicted so much stuff in this interview. You're like, Dame, I don't understand what your real point is. You can't even, it's so backwards that he's not even mad. It's like, are you even mad at what you're saying? The things he's saying shouldn't even be problems. He's making problems. He's saying they're wearing too much Yankee gear, right? Gang, you got to understand how deranged Dame Dash has become. Before Jay took the stage, mind you, Dame Dash said, Jay, We don't want to see no afro when you come back to New York. When you do this Reasonable Doubt show, we don't want no afro, Jay. We want a Caesar. We want a Yankee cap, a Yankee fitted cap. We want the Thames. We want Jay-Z back, right? So Jay-Z comes back with the Caesar, with the Yankee hat, with the Thames. And guess what Dame Dash says? You wore too much Yankee merchandise. Now I don't like Yankee merchandise no more because you overdid it. Dame Dash finding new ways to hate on this man Jay-Z. It's like a master class in how to hate. Because a hater, if a hater tells you everything to do and you do everything he said, he even says in the video, I know Jay's listening to me. I know he heard me. So if a hater tells you everything you're doing wrong and you do everything the hater says to do, and then the hater still comes back complaining about what you did, then you try to make everything about the show seem like a fail. I can't even exaggerate how bad Dame looks in this. So at this point, it's not even hate at this point. It's almost an obsession, envy. This is the guy that told us what a chatty patty really is. This is that guy. He said, grown men don't gossip about other grown men. Dame Dash can't wait. He can't wait to tell people what Jay-Z's doing wrong. He's clowning Memphis Bleek. He's clowning Beyoncé. He's clowning everybody, gang. He's clowning everybody. He said they selling Yankee merch at Yankee Stadium. That's how bad. It's so deranged that he's trying to make it a bad thing. Let me get to this super chat. Salute to Marielle. After Tupac, Jay-Z's someone who I respect in such high regard. He's number 2 in my opinion. Billionaire, friends with Obama and Warren Buffett, black excellence. Salute to Marielle. Jay-Z's doing this thing the way Dame wish he can do it. Dame is trying to find a way to besmirch this man's name and make it look like he's doing bad business, even though everything that he says in his video, Dame would do it the same exact way if he could. Mind you, Dame has a whole bunch of businesses he's trying to get off the ground. Dame goes so batty in this video, gang. He starts bashing the music business, even though he just said he bringing back his music label and his artist Nikki Licky is out here trying to get her records heard. He starts to discredit the music business once again. And I'm like, Dame, you at some point you're talking out of both sides of your head. You're saying dumb things, my guy. At some point, we're seeing you fall apart. Miss Hummus in the building. Salute Miss Hummus. Who else we got going on? Miss Hummus, we cooking up something for Friday, gang. Stay tuned. King Phillip in the building. Salute King Phillip. Bethany, what's good? Renee Brown. Tanisha. Listen, man, I can't oversell. I can't oversell it, gang. And Love MJ said 75 for a baseball cap at that concert is a bit much. Yeah, concert merch is pricey. Concert merch is very pricey, and that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna gouge you. That's like them peppers with the sausage with the peppers and onions and this, that, and the third. Oh yeah, they're gonna overcharge you. They're gonna overcharge you for everything. Mario, appreciate you for another super chat. I would be hating too if I were Dame and co-founded a company with Jay-Z and he went on later to become a billionaire without him. It is deeper than that because Dame got iced out, but Dame was trying to do the icing. He was trying to ice Jay out. Jay ended up making a deal with Def Jam, bought 50% of the company. Def Jam bought 50% of the company, and then Jay went on to be the president of Def Jam, which phased Dame Dash out, which made his 25% almost worthless. You can't rule nothing if you only got 25% of it. All right? Salute, hey now, Autumn Diaries, Jackson, Miss Winters. Listen, man, it's a lot to discuss. I'm going to play this interview, right? And Pretty Mimi, is her name really Nikki Licky? Yeah, this is her real name. That is her stage name, like they like to say. And in the end of the day, Dame thinks that this girl, first of all, this is what it is. This is what it is with Nikki Licky. Not many people going to work with Dame Dash. You're not going to get taken seriously in the business working with Dame Dash. He just started a label. Some people going to send him. He said, send me demos. Right? Dame Dash said a couple weeks ago. He's starting a label with up and coming talent, podcasters, every kind of genre. If you do something in the social media space or content space, Dame Dash wants you. Right? And he's starting a new company. Now, what he said was, if you're an artist, send him music. He wants music, he wants beats, he wants straight up records. So Dame Dash is going to make another run at the music game. And Nicki Licky is his first artist. That is her actual name. She has several records already. So Dame Dash is banking on Nicki Licky, the so-called white Aaliyah. I didn't make this name up, he did. The white Aaliyah, right? This is disrespectful in every kind of way to call this girl that. But that is her actual stage name. And he's banking on her because now he's sending her out like a crash test dummy, doing these different disses for him. So she's out here dissing people for him and this, that, and the third. And we're gonna really see at this point what Dame Dash is capable of in his music business. The interview gets so deranged, he started calling everybody old. He said, I don't want to hear old niggas rapping no more. This is Dame Dash. I'm telling you, the interview gets deranged. Dame Dash is 55, 56, and he's saying, I don't want to see no more old rappers, no more old people. He said everybody at the concert was old. And he's sick of old people. He said, I want to see young people. Gang, it gets deranged. It gets deranged. Imagine an old man saying, I don't want to see no old people. It gets deranged. I can't oversell this, gang. You've never seen nothing. For those who watched the video, you already know. Salute to Mr. Grover, 757. Everyone already knew he was going to cut his hair. Most people who go through the long process of taking out dreads is going to cut it. And I'm gonna be honest, I said it on the other video. It was time. To me, I wanted Jay to cut that hair a couple years ago, I'm gonna be honest. So I was fine with him cutting his hair. I know some people get in the comments and say, nah, I like this hair like that. Which is whatever. But to me, I was good when I saw that Jay was getting his hair cut. This dude even goes, now gang, let me just be honest. Let me speak to the fellas real quick. Fellas, wouldn't you like, and I know you guys are really particular about your hair. You don't want nobody lining you up doing nothing crazy. You'll pass up 2 barbers to wait for your guy, right? I get all that. But Dame Dash try to make it seem like Beyonce cutting his hair in the stadium, which is an ultimate flex. I'm in Yankee Stadium getting my hair cut. Dame Dash tries to say that's corny. What guys, you don't want Beyonce all up in your hair, cutting your hair? Like, make it make sense. It gets insane. It gets insane. He starts talking about Blue. He's like, my daughter don't need to be wearing no bandanas. She's not from the street, gang. It gets crazy. I think but Art of Dialogue is smart. He sit back and let Dame ramble on. He let Dame ramble on because Dame starts to go into his own world and he's talking to himself. If you ask him questions, it kind of throws him off. So you just Art of Dialogue understands his assignment. He asks Dame a question and he just sit back, fold his arms, and let Dame ramble for 8-9 minutes. And then when Dame started to run out of gas, he'll ask him another question. It is what it is, bro. You can't. He made literally, gang. I've never seen that. He made everything about all 3 shows. He made it all bad. By the time Dame is done talking, you feel like Jay-Z needs to quit rapping. This is how far Dame goes. All right, salute Misty, beautiful one. I see Regal in the building, Tiff, Regal Love in the building, Dre-Ski. We're gonna get to it, gang. We're gonna get to it. I don't know if I said Quickie Sticky already. Salute to Sticky in the building. Poison Ivy in the building. Salute Poison Ivy, right? And Poison Ivy said, I will never forgive him for disrespecting Aaliyah in that way. It's disrespectful on all levels. Water in my cup, gang. Water in my cup. It's disrespectful on all levels. All levels. I'm about to get to this video because I can't. Homebody in the building. Dame Dash is bald and Ben Ball up here worried about another man's head. It crossed so many lines, gang. Stuff that you shouldn't be talking about another man. Stuff that you shouldn't be talking about another land. Dame Dash is pretty much doing everything that he said he would never do. Let me get to this video, gang, because I can't oversell this shit. I didn't know that Dame Dash would get this absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to keep it a buck. Let's get started.
the Jay-Z shows that happened over the weekend. You know, people asking me to get your take, so I want to get your take on that, man. They say it went well. It sold out. The shows was good. How you feel about it personally?
Hmm. How did I feel? Well, it's a, it's hard to articulate. So, you know, because it was something that I was once a part of, on the business level, I start to analyze things. And one thing I would, just as a businessman, I go, why would they do a 30-year anniversary and not a 25? And they never did a 10, pause. Or maybe it's because I owned it 5 years ago. Or, when someone performs in Yankee Stadium, like the Rolling Stones, does Mick Jagger wear Yankee gear all day? Does he wear everything Yankee? The whole thing was just, everything seemed like it was about merch. And then I thought about, oh man, don't they have a piece of Missile and Ness and that Fanatics? Oh, that's interesting. Pop-up shops filled with probably product that they made. And then I'm like, damn, that sounds like a marketing commercial. It's not a bad commercial.
Let me just say this. Dame Dash literally told Jay-Z to wear the merch. He literally told Jay-Z to pretty much put that Yankee gear on. And now Dame Dash is trying to tell Jay-Z to take the Yankee gear off. Gang, I can't make this stuff up. It is the weirdest thing you will ever see. And this is where we are with this insanity with Dame Dash. Let me keep this pushing. This is insanity to me.
Open up in the hood where people buy baseball hats and have them start wearing jerseys. Go to Yankee Stadium. Because you got to understand that, Yankee Stadium is baseball season. So that means the stadium's open and you have to pay the bills whether they're playing or not. So when they're away, they still have to have those carrying costs. So there's no cost to um, Yankee Stadium to have a concert on an off night where the person is going to have Yankee clothes on everybody. So I was like, damn, this shit turned into a commercial for Mitchell and Ness, allegedly. I'm just being logical. And I'm like, damn, so, because I know budgets, I could tell you that, like when you do like a sneaker or something with, like, let's say a LeBron James or a Kanye, if you have a commercial, the marketing is about $100 million for that sneaker, you know? So if they're marketing a new product, there must be millions of dollars. And what would be the best commercial? Go in the hood and make everybody wear a baseball hat.
All right. So right here, Dame is spiraling because, first of all, everybody in the concert wasn't from the hood. Let's start there. Everybody in the concert is not from the hood, Dame. It's insanity. First of all, he's trying to make a deal with Mitchell and that sound like a bad thing. He's trying to make like merchandising a bad thing. Why wouldn't you merchandise the Yankee fitted when first of all, the album is supposed to be celebrating that moment in time. The first album, the first night was Reasonable Doubt. You don't think he's supposed to get in that mode? You don't think he's supposed to come out in the Yankee fitted? You don't think that he's supposed to make a way for that to actually make more money for him if he's going to wear the Yankee hat now at one of the most popular concerts on earth? Yes, he's going to make a merchandising deal out of that. They're in Yankee Stadium. Everybody's coming there with Yankee stuff on regardless, Dame. It's insanity. Cames, I appreciate you for the jewels. Run the jewels, gang. Let me see if I missed any other jewels. But Dame right now is trying to tell you that Jay-Z made people wear too much Yankee merch, gang. He's trying to make the Mitchell and Ness. So Mitchell and Ness is they do throwback jerseys and hats. If you guys don't know, for those that don't know, custom throwback jerseys and hats. They sell them at a high price. They've always sold them at a high price. Dame is now trying to make that a bad thing. Mitchell and Ness went out of style for a while. Regal said, not Dame looking like Ashy Larry. So Dame is going to sit here and now try to make Mitchell and Ness a company that is built on nostalgia. He's going to try to make that company seem corny some kind of way. Let me continue with Dame Dash.
I mean, is that logical to you or no? And then when I saw the people, because I saw the clips, and I'm like, none of those people seem to be there that were there when we made it. It seemed like the people that were there, just because when I see those fanatics alleged activations, it seems like people get paid to be there, because that's the truth.
Let me just jump in. Let me just let y'all know. Dame Dash sat down. He's reaching. He didn't know what he was going to say. He had some ideas. Dame is feeling around trying to figure out an angle. He finds the angle. Right. Let me keep it a buck. He finds the angle about 15 minutes in. But right now, he's reaching, trying to get all his thoughts together of how he can make this look bad. This concert sold out. I believe they said that Jay was the first one to sell it out at this 3 nights in a row. No artist has ever done that, right? Dame is now trying to figure out a way to make you feel like Jay did something wrong by having all this Yankee merch. He's trying to make it like a corporate move where it has no heart and soul. It's just all business. That's where Dame is trying to go with this. Salute to Toy Toy for the Jews. Dame is trying to make you feel like Jay just did a sneaky move. He's paying everybody to be there. Who thinks those people were paid to be there? Like, make it make sense. Dame is trying to tell us now that half of that, or a good portion of that crowd was paid. Do anybody out there think that crowd of people, any of them were paid to fill out the room? Do you guys believe that? These people waited 5 hours on the third night to get in there because security this, down the third. But Dame is now reaching to try to make it seem like they have paid actors in there, gang. I can't make this stuff up. The level of delusion. Let me let him finish.
Trick that people do. You know, I'm a businessman. You pay people to be at certain places. So I was like, I wonder if those people that were there, how much they got paid to be there. I'm sure it was in the marketing budget. I mean, they pay people to do speeches and to endorse people at elections. You don't think pay people to show up on a stage? If all that money's being made, you don't think those people, but I don't know. They could have done it for the love. And then, of course, I'm like, well, I hope at least if they're doing all of this, that they're going to go on tour.
So, guys, let me just explain to you what Dame Dash is trying to do right here. He's trying to figure out if they got paid. So I'm going to go on a limb and say they got paid to perform, but why wouldn't they, Dame? Dame is like, I want to know if they did it for the love. So Dame wants these people to take. They could have did it for the love. What's the difference? But Dame is trying to make it like if Jay paid these rappers, Jeezy, Alicia Keys, which they most likely just came off the bubble. But Jay made so much money, he probably did pay these people. Right? Now, end of the day, none of them need the money, first of all. Second of all, in Dame's world, so let's say this. What if he didn't pay Rihanna? What's the difference? Like, I'm trying to understand where he's going, where the logic is, where he's going with this. If he didn't pay Pharrell, like, what is he going? Who of these people going to accept payment? He probably tried to pay him, but it's irrelevant. None of it matters. It doesn't matter if anybody got paid, Dame. But Dame is reaching, trying to make this a corporate move. He's trying to make it like, here go Jay-Z on that BS. He paying people or he not. Either way, if he paid him or not, Dame gonna make it bad either way. It's weird, gang. I can't make this shit up.
You know, Jay, it's just, to me, it's become very obvious. I told you, I read The Art of War just to know what people that are against me are going to do. It's just very textbook.
Hold up. And I'm going to be stopping the gang. I gotta apologize for stopping it. But Dame Dash just said, I read The Art of War just to know what people are against me, what they're going to do. Dame is the villain of his own story. He's a narcissist. He thinks everybody's after him. He thinks everybody. I doubt very seriously Jay sits around thinking of ways to get at Dame Dash. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't see that. I don't see Jay-Z sitting around thinking of how many ways he could. Dame Dash self-destructs. Dame Dash does most of this stuff to himself. So I don't know why he thinks people gotta line up and figure out ways. Use the art of war on him. Make it make sense. I don't understand. Right? and why you said, I don't think he read shit. But he's trying to make it like he's smarter than he is. It's main character syndrome, guys.
And it just seems like it's just very Art of War-ish. And then also, I noticed that the person that sued me, that made me push my interest to auction, that didn't gain $1. And this is the alleged Chris Brown, the lawyer, and, you know, Muddy Waters and Josh Weber. But somebody sends me a picture of Chris Brown saying he got Reasonable Doubt tickets.
All right, guys, let me explain to you what's going on. Chris Brown is the lawyer that sued Dame and won several lawsuits against Dame Dash. So Dame Dash is now trying to tie in this guy, Chris Brown, going to the concert. Right? He said he got tickets. So now Dame Dash is trying to tie in that lawyer who represented several people, this, that, and the third, against Dame Dash, who beat Dame Dash in every single one of them lawsuits. He's been on Dame Dash ass for years. Now he's trying to tie that lawyer into Jay-Z, which would mean the lawyer is out to get him on behalf of Jay-Z. That's where he's going with this conversation. Salute to Toy Toys with the super chat. Appreciate you. Jeezy canceled this concert to be there. It's for the love. Dame Dash is trying to paint this narrative that they're not. He's going to say it later in this video. They're not there for the love. They're there for business transactions. Da da da. This is where it's all. I told you he's trying to get his thoughts together. He's figuring out what angle he wants to go, and he gets there. He gets there slowly, but it's a bunch of rambling. 25 minutes of rambling.
Like, why would somebody go to court and spend all that money and not make $1 unless someone was paying them to do it? And I just think, who would have the most to gain? It's just logic for me.
Guys, let me say this. The reason he's saying a lawyer didn't make no money because he hasn't paid him. He lost to him, but he's not paying him nothing. He's doing the shell game so he don't got to pay him. That's why he's saying that the lawyer did all that work and didn't get no money because Dame is going out of his way. He declared bankruptcy and a whole lot of other stuff, so he don't got to pay the guy. So Dame is sitting there now trying to figure out how the lawyer did all that for free. This is where this conversation is going.
So, you know, when I was wondering why they went to the train station and I was wondering why it was in the Bronx and wasn't in Manhattan, because that's their target demographic. So I was kind of sad that Reasonable Doubt became, you know, a tool for...
All right, guys, please, I'm not from New York. Help me out. First of all, Dame is showing you he's obsessed. Everything. So Jay-Z did the pop-up in the trains. In the train station, if I'm not mistaken, Jay-Z pop-up was in the train station in the Bronx, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. And you could go down there and buy merch. This, that. He had it all, a whole thing set up. Now, gang, please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not from New York. But isn't Yankee Stadium in the Bronx? I don't know for sure. Please help me out. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Somebody from New York help me out. Because Dame is from New York and he's trying to figure out why Jay did his pop-up in the Bronx instead of Brooklyn. Now, again, if Yankee Stadium is not in the Bronx, then I am wrong. And Dame Dash, not necessarily right, but wherever Jay did it, I'm sure it's near the stadium, right? So a lot of people in the chats is telling me South Bronx, right? They're telling me it is. So I'm not even from New York. I've been to New York 100 times. Now, I'm looking at the chat. Everybody in the chat is telling me, yes, Challz, where he did the pop-up is near the stadium. Dame Dash is from New York. He's trying to convince people that somehow Jay-Z once again is a fraud because he didn't do it in Brooklyn. Guys, you got to understand, he's sitting there with his legs crossed trying to make points that don't make no sense. Right? Bam just said, yes, Yankee Stadium is in the Bronx. Now, you just heard Dame Dash say, why he didn't do it in Brooklyn? Why would he do his pop-up in the Bronx? And it makes perfect sense to Dame Dash right here. It makes absolute perfect sense to him. Right? Salute to Toy with the super chat. I got another one coming up. Let me get this super chat. Super chat for Toy. He had a pop-up in Manhattan and Brooklyn a week before the concert. And the week of the concert, he had a pop-up outside Yankee Stadium. So Dame Dash, there's your answer. Since Dame Dash is so concerned with Jay pop-ups, he must have missed that one, right? So he did do it in Brooklyn, and he did it in Manhattan too. So he did it. So Dame Dash, somebody need to tap him on the shoulder. Dame, he did do it there. All right, I'm gonna let him finish though.
A company that he might have ownership in to be able to sell all these products, but they made it so obvious. It was too many New York Yankee hats. It also made me have the desire not to see old niggas on stage no more.
Here we go.
I just don't want to see it. I want to see crispiness. I don't want to see old cut, rockwear cut style clothes. I want to see what the young niggas now are doing. And I think that's the problem, is that the older niggas never want to pass the plug pause to the younger niggas. They always want to stay the freshest, but that shit to me looks like a bunch of people that just came home from jail and just went back in the same closet and just put on the same clothes and thought they was fly, but it's 20 years later.
Guys, I did not oversell this. Dame Dash is now trying to make it like, guys, you got to understand what the show, let me explain to people that don't know what the show was an anniversary celebration of a 30-year-old album and a 25-year-old album. And a culmination, the third night was a culmination of the man's entire career, right? Dame Dash took that logic of a 30-year-old album and said, I don't want to see old niggas with old clothes on no more. I don't want to see him with the old Yankees fitteds on with the... He's literally said they look like they just got out of jail. Old niggas wearing old shit. He's sick of it. He want to see young niggas with the crispiness on. This is how far Dame Dash is reaching to make his points. That Jay is out of style, out of touch. Now everybody's old. Mind you, Dame is old. I don't know if Dame is young and crispy in his own mind. Dame, you're old and crispy, and not a good crispy. Cooked. So I'm trying to figure out how he's tired of old niggas when he's an old nigga. Please make it make sense, Dame, but I'm gonna let you finish.
I don't want to know what these old niggas was doing. I was there. I want to see some young, fly, fresh. I want to see somebody pass the torch, give you all of their information and platform so that they can be bigger than them. I want to see some creativity. I don't want to see all this transactional shit. That's why I came back, out of retirement, because I just don't feel people are pushing the creative bounds.
First of all, the wildest thing he said right there is, I came out of retirement. When did you retire, Dame? Dame, you've been in court for 10 years straight, fighting lawsuit after lawsuit, trying to hatch one plan after another. You like Fred Flintstone, always got a little scheme. You doing this, that, and the third. Suing everybody and their mother, trying to get your money back from whoever you think owed you $1. I'm confused. When you retired, what happened, Dame? I'm confused. You want young dudes at a show for a guy that's 55, 56. His fan base is the same age. And a lot of them people, I saw a lot of young people bum rushing that. When they showed that video of them people bum rushing that door, them was young kids. It was young kids bum rushing that door. So it was a whole bunch of generational stuff going on at that concert. It wasn't just a bunch of old heads. So I'm confused how you're trying to make it like a bunch of old heads running around. Like it was the Club Chateau or something. I don't understand what you expect at a show for a guy that's pushing 60, still sold it out 3 nights in a row. I am 100% confused, Damon. It ain't making no sense to me. I'm confused what your point is trying to be. Make it make sense. Bam, salute Bam with the super chat. That's crazy. He want to pause the Yankee hat, which is ubiquitous to at Times Square as Tim's. Ubiquitous as Tim's in New York City. Dame wants to, but this is the thing. Dame is hurt. He saw everybody in the Timbs, which he told them to wear. He saw everybody with the Yankee hat, Yankee fitted hats, and he realized, oh, they really in unison. In Dame's word, that concert was supposed to flop. You gotta understand what you're dealing with. Dame was like, Jay ain't gonna sell this thing out. He sold out the first 2 nights in like an hour or something. So they added a 3rd night. None of the nights flopped. So Dame got to figure out, shit. Well, maybe they was dress whack. This is Dame reaching. He's reaching, gang. Let him finish though.
And the only person I think is doing it is Kanye. He does an art installation, and it's never such a big deal when somebody goes on tour. They just go on tour. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, it's just a show. What the fuck's the big deal?
When he mentions Kanye, that's divide and conquer. You got to understand what that is. He bigs up Kanye all the time. Meanwhile, when you see the last picture of Dame Dash and Kanye looked like a hostage. Kanye looked like he's been forced at gunpoint to take that picture with Dame Dash. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. But he doesn't rock the boat with Dame. He lets Dame say his look. He even told Dame a little money, this, that, and the third. Because he invested with Dame with something that didn't work out. Right? But to get Dame off his back, this is all public facts. So to get Dame off his back, he invested in something. I don't even remember what it was. So he's always going to hype up Kanye over Jay. So he's going to sit there and say Kanye is fresher. First of all, Jay ain't even embarked on a real tour yet. He's announcing spot dates. But he's going to try to pit Jay against Kanye. And make it like Kanye is young and fresh. Let's go.
I don't see Kanye doing that, but he sells out 80,000 damn near every time he comes outside. Wherever he's at around the world, they build a stadium for him. I know that it costs a couple of $1 million per show just to build his art installation and entertain people the way they want to be entertained. Show them something new.
All right, gang, let me just say this. I'm going to say this and I'm going to keep this. It's great that Kanye does this, that, and the third, right? But you do know, I'm going to give y'all a little something. And I'm not saying it's right, wrong, or indifferent. But when you have them multi-million-dollar installations for your show, it takes a lot of money away from your show. Tony Braxton found it the hard way. When you have these massive, elaborate sets, I'm not saying to not have them, but they cost a lot of money. And yes, you may sell a lot of tickets, this, that, and the third, but that takes away from your show budget when you walk away with it at the end of the day. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying when Dame Dash says stuff like it costs $1 million to install the art exhibit, this, that, and the third, it's a lot more to that. Salute the Queen Bee for the jewels. I appreciate you. Toy with the super chat. That's why Jay merchandise sold out all 3 nights. They ain't full of crap. Dame is reaching bad. Salute to Keyshawn for the super chat. Here we go again. Dame need real therapy, gang. I did not oversell this. The level of delusion is at a height that you probably have never seen, even in your old uncle, right? Even your old uncle that get drunk off that cheap wine and he be talking crazy. Even you, Unc, Dame got you beat, and Dame ain't even drunk right now. Your old uncle that like to drink that Ripple and all this, that, and the third out front of the liquor store or in the backyard, right? He ain't even this delusional, gang. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Let me let Dame finish though, because Dame got more than, oh yeah, it's more.
I'm sick of old and the old way. It's so much more technology now. The world is so receptive to different things and genres of music. Why is everybody stuck in, it's like, since I made Paid in Full, because there hasn't been a movie cooler than that, no, everyone's stuck in that era. Like,
Guys, Dame Dash is talking about everybody stuck in that era. Dame Dash is talking about since he made Paid in Full, Nothing's been cool, and everybody's trying to replicate that. Guys, you got to look over Dame Dash's shoulder. You got to pay attention to what's in the background. As he goes on a rant about he's sick of old stuff. Everybody wants to use old aesthetics, stuck in the past. Dame Dash has a classic BMW from the 80s over his shoulder, which was used in the movie Paid in Full. As he goes on a rant about stuff stuck in the past, people using old gimmicks and this, that, and the third. That's the car from Paid in Full. A movie about the early to mid 80s. He still has the car right there looking shined up. I need you to understand. Dame Dash just took a deal with BT Plus for a program called OG Stories where he's going to be talking about shit from the 80s. But Dame Dash is on here telling you he's sick of things from the 80s. You got to understand what's going on. You got to understand the level of delusion. Salute the full auto for the Joes. Run the Joes. Run those Joes. Queen B with the Joes. Gang, it's a level of delusion I don't think we've ever seen, gang. I'm just going to be honest. Beautiful one with the Joes. Run the Joes, people. Sam's in the building. Sim said, I'm traveling through Manhattan right now. I'm getting on the train. I can't even join the chat. We'll be here. Replay gang. Replay gang. And we that's going to be the name of the clique, man. The replay gang. I like how you guys say that in the chat. When the show's over, you guys come watch it. The replay gang, that's what it is. Main Toe said 40-year-old OG Stories. It's mind-boggling that this guy, Dame Dash, he says it later in the video. I can't believe I'm pushing 60. I feel so good. I'm strong. I'm healthy. Da da da. He goes on to feel. I think Dame thinks he's young, but Dame is not young. Dame is old, and he goes on this rant about everybody wants to be old. Why can't we have our stuff, Dame? Why can't we wear our hats the way we want them, Dame? Why can't we wear Tim's, Dame? What's going on, Dame? You got your socks pulled up. You look old, my guy. You got a jean jacket on. You look like an old head. That hat is your hat, but it's still a hat. It's still a hat. Let me keep this pushing.
Get over it. Let the young niggas, let them live. If I was a young nigga right now, I'd be like, yo, would you old niggas sit down? Pass the plug. Like, who wants to hear this all fucking day? Y'all niggas is old, y'all got fat. Yo.
Guys, here it is. What do we call that? That's that ageism. Dame Dash literally is 56 and just hit us with ageism. Dame Dash said, why don't you old niggas pass the plug? Sit down somewhere. This is Dame who's trying to get in the music business, gang. He's trying to get back in the music business. Salute the Dad Tune became a member. He's trying to get back in the music business himself, but he's telling older guys to move out the way. Now, process this. Do you think he would be saying that if he was still down with Jay and they still was Rockefeller Records right now? And they still was making money, eating pretty good off Jay? Do you think he would be saying Jay-Z need to move out the way? If Rockefeller Records was still around and they was eating off Jay-Z and everybody else, because everybody on Rockefeller Records would be over 40 plus right now. It wouldn't be no youngins on. It would be a couple. They would sign a couple, probably wouldn't go nowhere. But do you think Dame Dash would be saying, yo, these old niggas got to sit down. I want to see something fresh and new. It's a level of jealousy and envy we have never seen. Because it goes for hours.
Yo. You know what I'm saying? And a lot's going on in there. Like, if you had the camera, you see someone's painting, you'll see the cars, and just one car in there. Don't act like it's just the BM. It's three. Every direction there's there's a Batmobile. And there's art happening in one area. There's music happening there. We're doing interviews here. We're going to rehearse there. You know, it's a creative factory.
Guys, he's talking about having all these vintage cars. Who appreciates vintage cars other than old people? Who even wants to collect cars other than old people? But he's sitting there telling us, let the old people get out the way for the young people. They're not going to appreciate your vintage BMW, dang. They're not going to appreciate your vintage mind state. You're an old head who has lived a level of life to gain a certain level of knowledge. And then you want to what? Move everybody who's gained and attained that level of knowledge out the way for what? A bunch of Kodak Blacks and NBA young boys. What are we talking about, Dane? I don't understand what you're trying to say. I don't understand. Right? Sassy saying, look at the socks. He looked like the uncle who wears socks like with sandals. It's weird. Stats in the building. Stats said nobody tells rock or R&B artists to go sit down. But Dame is mad at Jay-Z. He tried to out-business man him, it didn't work, and now he's upset about it. He's upset about it. Memphis said the young rappers aren't moving the needle, record labels aren't investing in rap artists as much. It's just a fact. But I didn't oversell it. Dame is on a level of, this is almost, we need some mental intervention with this. Standardemics TV in the building. Gang, I told you the interface coming tomorrow. The mic gonna be set up. Right now I'm using the 4K camera mic.
You know, everyone has to step the game up. So that's why I'm making different versions of people's stories and not the same story. Bottom line, after J Black, after my story, I'm not doing so much of that. I think it's time to focus on a new generation, a new fresh.
You got to realize right there, he caught himself. He realized, well, wait, I got a bunch of stories I'm about to drop, old stuff. So he said, after this story, after that, he got a bunch of stuff coming out of old stuff he rehashed in the past. But somehow, some way, he just crashed out on Jay-Z for doing the same.
You know, what I liked about Ben is he had a Lamborghini when he was 20. When I saw the video, it was the first person that reminded me of me at 20. We ain't got no more 20-year-olds that could afford to pay for their parents' houses at 20. But that was me. So these are the ideals I see in the new dudes. That's what I'm looking for, that Harlem hustle. You know? Like when I see Billy, you know, Billy came home, Billy sell dogs, he's on the road, he hustling. But what he not doing no more is time. What he's not doing no more is hurting people. What he's doing is telling his story so no one else has to go through the pain that he's gone through. Pause. Redemption. But with creativity.
So Dame is basically telling you, first he went all the way around the Mulberry Bush. He just bragged on homeboy being 20 years old with a Lamborghini. That's street stuff, right? That's street stuff. To be 20 years old in the hood with a Lamborghini, you got to really be doing some street stuff. That's old head way of thinking. To glorify that is old school. A 20-year-old in a Lamborghini, that's almost a fool. If knowing what we know now. Knowing what we know now, when I was younger, right, we would see these guys, they would pop up with these Lambos and these Benzes and BMWs. Knowing what we know now, that is a legit fool to get that car. For one, the car is way too hot. There's a lot of dudes in jail because of the car like that. We started realizing, yo, you can't drive around in cars like this, gang. It look good, it sound good, but a lot of them dudes in the paid in full movie that's shown on that block, a lot of them dudes didn't make it to this age that we at because them cars, because of that floss and that gold, them custom fits from Dapper Dan, and spending all that money on that when they could have invested, like Jay-Z said in 444, they could have bought a building in Dumbo, right? So end of the day, that is a fool's mentality to be 20 and go buy a Lambo. But Dame Dash just went on a tirade talking about that's what I like to see. Let me continue.
And not just packaged for one neighborhood. Because to me, and no disrespect, but that shit looked like a 40-40 reunion. And I never went to the 40-40. I owned Socialista with Giuseppe Cipriani in them. You know what I'm saying? Downtown.
All right, New York. I got another question for New York. Let me just say this. Dame just bragged about never going to the 40-40. Now, I don't know how good him and Jay was when the 40-40s was around. I don't know how good they were. And sometimes Dame will say stuff that's really factually not true. Right? Dame has said stuff that's factually been proven, yeah, you were there. Like, we see you. You did go to Diddy stuff. You've been there. We've seen little stuff with pictures in you. So it's like, you may not have went a lot, but you went. And we saw you at something together. So it's like, we don't know if Dame really didn't go to the 40-40. But when the 40-40s was really popping, them two wasn't even cool anyway. So I don't know how that's a flex. I'm confused. Toy Toy with the super chat. Jay had a helicopter spotlight. What are we talking about? They had a helicopter over Yankee Stadium that shined the spotlight down on Jay-Z. And I'm a person who didn't see the show. I think show 3 was the better of the shows from seeing what I saw online. All the shows was rocking. But it seemed like show 3 had like the moments on top of moments. So Jay never let up. Never let up on that situation. Yakovic in the building. Nothing but the muscles, all protein. Salute. Big sis guard. Run the jewels. I appreciate you for the jewels. Run the jewels. What other jewels we got? I know I missed some jewels. Run the jewels. I'm going to get back to Dame right now. Just making sure I ain't missing no jewels. Run them. Appreciate you with the jewels. Beautiful one with the jewels. All right. So we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it pushing because Dame not done. Believe it or not.
Yeah, I never went to 40-40. That wasn't my crowd. If I went someplace, I needed to be the only person there with a baseball hat. Not everybody dressed the same. I like to go places I stand out. I don't want to fit in the crowd. And
see that? See what Stan wrote? Stanademics. Salute to Stanademics in the building. Somebody knows some things, man. He just said there's a picture of Dame with Jay at the opening of 40-40. I just told you, Dame Dash will say some stuff that don't be factually accurate. Right? Dame Dash just literally said, I've never been to 40-40. Well, there's a picture of you at the 40-40. I just told you he says shit. Toy Toy said they fell out after the first 40-40 open. But Dame just told you he never been there. He don't go there. That ain't his style. Salute the Queen Bee with the jewels. Run the jewels. I appreciate you. When Rockefeller started splitting, right? Memphis Tiger said he wants all the attention. He got it, right? And Toy said he wasn't invited to the 40-40. Let me let him cook though.
yes, you could say it's hating because, yeah, them niggas sued me, lied on me, and then waited 30 years to put it out, but for some reason didn't put it out 29 years before that.
All right, he said he sued him and he lied on him, right? He sued. This is why Dame Dash is claiming he's so upset. Jay and others sued him and lied on him. I don't know if Jay lied on him. I think Jay went after him for that Rockefeller stuff. And when Dame tried to sell it as an NFT, remember a few years ago, he was trying to offload it because he was trying to get some money back. He was trying to offload his 1/3 of Rockefeller as an NFT. Remember when NFTs was? Remember when NFT? I don't know who makes money off NFTs anymore. I don't know if that's still a thing. Salute to Toy for the Jews. I don't know if that's still a thing. Couch Potato in the building, run the Jews. But at one point in time, NFTs were very, very popular and people were buying them things. And Dame Dash tried to offload 1/3 of his Rockefeller records as an NFT. And Jay-Z went to court. He put a pause on it. He stopped it. Because the stuff was going to revert to Jay-Z at some point anyway. So whoever would have bought it, Jay was going to get it anyway. But at the end of the day, he wanted to stop it before it became a conflict. And now he's fighting somebody in court for something that he was going to get. So he stopped Dame, and Dame got stopped by the courts. So now he's saying Jay sued me, lied on me, da-da-da. This is where it's going. Let me continue.
Not a 10th anniversary, not a 15th anniversary, not a 25th anniversary.
And now he's trying to say Jay never celebrated the album before because Dame still had a piece of it. He's saying Jay only waited to the 30th because Dame was Dame was going to be out of the picture. First of all, let's say that's true. That makes sense. You don't want Dame Dash all online trying to ruin the moment. But I highly doubt that that's what that was about. But let's just say it was. Okay. Okay. And I don't understand the logic. I don't think he thinks about Dame as much as Dame thinks about him.
But the year all of a sudden my shit goes to auction. Now it's the 30th anniversary and you selling a whole lot of Mitchell and Ness. And probably, you know, all that type shit. Using my shit for that. That's not what Reasonable Doubt was for. Reasonable Doubt was anti-commercial. We were independent. When we went gold, I put out an ad in Billboard like this, y'all. We did it without y'all. I did that. And now look at us. Just whoring out.
I can't even take it, gang. Now he's whoring out. It's 30 years later. It is a completely different time. But Dame Dash wants it to be just like when he did Reasonable Doubt. Now they all admitted that they wanted Reasonable Doubt to sell more. Right? What Jay say? Like when Reasonable Doubt came out, y'all all lamed out. Jay says that shit, that he almost stopped rapping because it didn't get the sales he wanted. But now Dame is trying to make it like you're selling out because you're attaching this merch and Mitchell and S, and you're doing this stuff in the subway. You're doing these pop. So now how is he supposed to celebrate it? You complained that he wore the Yankee fitted. You complained that he wore the Timbs. You complained that the crowd was too old. You complained that they looked like they was just fresh out of jail. Complain about everybody. But watch the whole thing though. Watch the whole. He can tell you from the front to the back what happened.
Yes, of course homeboy's gonna listen. He better listen. He knew better than that. You see he takes my advice. He's still my little homie. So I'm gonna always make sure that regardless.
Yeah, I hope y'all didn't miss that. Dame Dash just said Jay-Z is still his little homie. This is Dame Dash. I didn't oversell this game. It gets insane. It gets absolutely insane.
So what I'm gonna say what needs to be said to help him, and I know he's gonna listen. But look at what Rockefeller looks like. Look at what Rockefeller was looking like with me, how much fun it was, and look how many special guests you have to have without me.
Gang, you gotta understand what he's trying to say. So Rihanna, Beyonce, Pharrell, Memphis Bleek, all these people, he would be the equivalent of that. Just him, just Dame Dash. You don't need the features if you got Dame Dash because he's just that much fun. Guys, I can't make this stuff up, gang. It's absolutely asinine.
That's how I felt. And you know, we can move on. And I'm trolling them. I'm having fun with it.
Finally.
I'm leveraging the moment to bring attention and awareness to all my projects. Of course I'm gonna do that.
Gang, you gotta understand what finally we get there. Finally. I'm trolling him to bring attention and awareness to my products. Finally. Finally, Dame. Okay. We get it now. Now we know that you know that we know what you're doing. And he said it. I'm trolling him to bring attention to my products. Thank you for admitting that. Keep it pushing.
And I got a single coming out. Don't think Cheap Teeth is over. Single comes out tomorrow. Album comes out in September. I better not sell more records than any one of y'all rappers, because then I'm going to really be laughing. You're never going to hear the end of it. Sometimes I do shit for jokes. I think people know that. Especially, you know, certain people that have no bones in their body that look like they smell like doo-doo because they look like doo-doo that want to call me out for fights that can't even walk.
We'll get back to I'll get back to him. But what you mean by they took your advice?
You know, cut that stupid ass.
Hold on. We're not gonna gloss over that. people that look like they stink, they fat, they got no bones in their body. He's talking about Lance Rivera. Because Lance Rivera just said he wants to fight Dame Dash in the ring. He'll fight Dame Dash. He wants to fight him. But that's trolling too. Because let's just be honest, as much as Dame Dash be acting goofy, I don't got Lance Rivera's in the slightest beating Dame. Dame Dash is a Golden Glove level boxer. Dame Dash can fight. So we're not gonna sit here and just say Lance Rivera just gonna beat up Dame Dash when Lance Rivera look like he gonna have trouble getting across that room. Let's just keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. And not to mention what he just said, the album is coming out. Cheap Teeth is coming out. Part 2, I think he said. And then I think he said the album is coming out in September. Gang, you gotta understand, Dame Dash think he's gonna sell records with that shit. Process that. Dame Dash really thinks he's going to say, he said, I better not outsell none of you rappers. Don't worry, you won't. Don't worry about that. Ain't no way in the world that shit gonna sell no units. Ain't no way in the world. Matter of fact, who was that just... I think Lizzo is safe. Lizzo did 3,000 copies. I think she's safe. I only think you're getting that. Just gonna keep it a buck with you. Right? Yeah, it's hard out here for these records, gang. And not no silly shit like that gonna make move no units. But let me keep it pushing.
Wig off. Put that hat on. Cock it to the side. Put your Timbs on. I didn't say we're Yankee, pause, Yankee, everything Yankee. That was corny.
How much Yankee did Jay wear? Somebody in the comments tell me, did he have on everything Yankee? I'm gonna tell you what, I thought I saw him with like a white tee, a Yankee fit. I could be wrong. I thought he had on some regular jeans, some pants, whatever, and some Timbs. I don't know that Jay has 7 articles of Yankee stuff on. I'm confused. I didn't know that Jay had everything Yankee.
See, that to me was corny. Like, I can understand the Yankee moment, but not Yankee everything. Pause. You feel me? Pause. Yankee is now a pause. Pause. No Yankee to wanky. And I'm not doing Yankee Stadium. Pause the Yankee for now on. No Yankee. I'm not doing the Yankee thing, pause. Now, I'm not putting Yankee on my head all day long. And I love a Yankee hat, pause. But I was like, where's the paper flag? I thought this shit was going to fly out. He's going to jump out of that shit. What happened? Everything, pause, Yankee. See, now I'm not. Let me get back to normal. Go ahead. What you saying?
How you feel about him breaking on Nas? That was a dope moment, right?
I was thinking the same thing, Bing.
I'm used to them beefing, you know. I don't like to see when wrestlers be friends. I never wanted to see Nas rap over a Jay beat. I never wanted to see Jay, doing background for Nas. It just felt awkward. It'd be like seeing Godzilla and King Kong on the stage giving each other 5 and shit. I want to see rap beef. Pause. It's not real. But I'm just, I just like the art of rap. You know what I mean? So, I think it's cool when people could battle, give each other pounds and keep battling. But all this kumbaya, I'm not all about all that. I don't like like that.
Guys, I need you guys to understand what Dame Dash is talking about. I don't think I oversold this video at all. I need you guys to understand what Dame is saying. He wants Jay-Z and Nas to still be beefing. Nosy with the jewels, run the jewels. He prefers Jay-Z and Nas to still be beefing. Gang, I'm gonna need you guys to help me out. I don't always be right. I think we're going on 20 years of these guys being cool. I could be bugging out. Miss Hummers with the jewels, I appreciate you. I could be bugging out. Somebody from New York with more knowledge of the situation than me. I think that Jay and Nas been cool for 20 years, almost. I can't even imagine Jay-Z and Nas still rap beefing. At some point, Dame not even thinking this shit through. He said, I don't like the kumbaya shit. I'd rather them beefing. I don't want to see Jay backing Nas up on stage. I don't want to see Nas rapping to Jay-Z's beats. I ain't for that. What are you for then, Dane? These guys are 50 plus. What are you for? I'm confused. What are you trying to say? So you want the let's recap what's going on. Let's recap what's going on. Reasonable Doubt came out 30 years ago, but you're tired of old niggas. You tired of looking at them. You tired of the way they dress, the way they walk, the way they talk. You want the young boys to come in and do what they do. You want the old guys to get out the way. Okay? You're sick of the old aesthetics, but you got a classic BMW from the 80s behind you. Okay? You want Jay-Z and Nas to still be beefing like it's still 19 whatever. 2001. You still want them to be going through that back and forth like it's from back in the day, but you want old dudes to get out the way like the young people. You need to make your mind up, gang. That beef is old. I thought you was tired of the old shit. You tired of the Yankee fitteds. You tired of the Tims. You don't want none of that, but you still want Jay and Nas to be beefing, though. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, dang. It ain't making no sense to me. And I'm logical. I'm trying to follow the conversation.
You know what I mean? But again, it just seemed like everybody was required to wear something that had something to do with the Yankees. Pause.
What you pausing that for?
Like, I don't want to see another Yankee hat for a while now. There's too many Yankee hats. Now he played out.
So, a show with 40,000 people, they wore Yankee hats. So now it was too many. What you thought you was going to see, 2 or 3? Come on, my guy. Autumn, running them jewels, I appreciate you. This is insanity. I ain't never seen nothing this delusional. Salute to all things Tam Tam. Vina in the building. The real Mathis said a few years ago, Jay and Meek, along with a couple of other people, bought Michelin and Ness. Dame, it's a business move. They own it. Dame ain't making no sense. He got a CEO hat on his head. That's his brand. I guarantee you that's gonna be all up in the video with Nicky Licky and this, that, and the third. But he's complaining that they put their brands in the show. It's weird.
Played it out one day. Boom. When 100 wear the same hat, I'm not wearing it. I can tell you that right now. Right or wrong. Do you want to wear the same hat that everybody's wearing? Exactly. So it was like, all right, too much Yankee, man. Pause. Now it's a pause. It made me so.
New York, talk please. New York. Like I said, I go to New York a lot, and we're gonna do a brunch in New York. I go to New York a lot. I want to ask you guys in New York a question, please. Did they stop wearing Yankee hats in New York? Did they just come back because this concert? Like, he hasn't seen a Yankee hat since Reasonable Doubt. I'm confused. Because he's making it like he saw it's too many Yankee hats. I've seen too many. So New York don't have Yankee hats no more? Until Jay-Z's show? Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
It's like, why so... I don't. And then also it's like, it just seemed very obvious that the hair thing really f***ed with him. Because he had, a scripted Beyoncé in his hair twice. First of all, my girl doesn't ever cut my hair. You got to get a shape up. I'm not getting no haircut in the bleachers with no mirrors. Like, who does that? So why is it that you keep flexing this girl? Like, we know that's your girl. God damn. We know she's your girl. That's been what it's been the whole time. If you're okay, you with Beyonce. I bet. She cut your hair, she touches you and all that. It doesn't look real. Pause. It just looks cringe because it's so unnatural.
Guys, so let me just say this. So, Jay and Beyonce don't look real together. Don't look real together. He's sick of you. Why you keep flexing your girl? We get it. That's your girl. That's his wife. They got 3, 4 kids together, right? They got the twins. They got Blue. 3 kids. Am I bugging out? Somebody help me out. That's his wife, my guy. I'm confused as hell. And sure, I'll give you this. He probably had a barber backstage. It was all a flex, but who can flex that but him? Who can be in Yankee Stadium getting a haircut from Beyonce, my guy? Your flex gonna be you and Nikki Licky somewhere. It's a weird. It's so low. At this point, you don't even know what to say. You don't even know what to say, my guy. Mind you, Dame told him to cut his hair. And now when he cut it, he's saying, oh, the hair must have bothered you. He told him to cut his hair and put a Yankee fitted on. So there was no way Jay was going to win this conversation with him. Absolutely no way. And Bing got it right on the nose. Bing just said his wife also owns a hair care. She owns a hair care product. He's a businessman. Dame, it ain't making no sense. So you want these beautiful black people to not promote their products during one of the biggest events in hip hop history. They're supposed to hide their products and do what, Dame? It's making no sense. It's making absolutely no sense. Karen said Nikki Licky is his flex. It's weird.
It would have been better in the barbershop, but we don't even go to the barbershop. We always have a barber come to us. You know what I mean? Like, my girl doesn't do my hair. I don't let her do my shape up and no shit like that. There's no razors. There's no mirror. It just was very unrealistic. It's very contrived. It's just, I wouldn't have done that. Like, it just, Rockefeller, I'm not saying that people aren't supposed to evolve, but when you watch, like, Batman now, you still want to see Batman with the good uniform and the good car, and you still want Batman crispy. Rockefeller was Batman. We were that man. We don't want to see old man, trash can. You know what I mean? We want to see crispy. So every version and every time you see Rockefeller, I don't never really want to see the old version of Batman. Do you want to see the old version of Superman? Pause. Do you want to see? I don't want to see them old.
So Rockefeller ain't good because he's not there. That's what he's trying to tell you. When we had it, it was fly. And we was fire. Now, y'all got it, y'all lame, y'all whack. So that's the moral of the story. He ain't there, so it's whack.
I want to see, and if you're going to be old, everything got to be new. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's my point of view. That was the ideals. It just didn't have the ideals that we started with. You know what I mean? Like, I'll do the family thing on her set, but I'm not bringing my daughter to Rockefeller set. We going to have guns and bulletproof vests. I'm not no disrespect, but I don't want my daughter in the do-rag. I kept my daughter out the hood for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want her to deal with the trauma that comes with it. None of my daughters. That's why I quit Rockefeller. Cause
Hold on. We can't gloss over that. Now Dame is equating Blue, right? Blue Ivy, to wearing that bandana as somehow throwing her backwards into street stuff. Blue Ivy wearing the bandana, he would never bring his kids into that life because she put the bandana on. Now she's trying to live the street life. Gang, you got to understand how crazy this is starting to sound. Girly Jock in the building, salute. No handle, salute. Dead shot, Ashiam in the building. It is insanity, gang. And I assure you, there's someone there saying, yeah, Dame, get him, Dame. I assure you, someone out there agrees with what he's saying from the rooter to the tutor.
there were too many things that could traumatize my daughter. I kept my daughters out of the music business completely to the extent that I left because I didn't want to have to kill nobody. Because I'm not doing no bid for nobody. I'm not leaving my family for anybody. I think that's demasculating. The most masculine thing to do is to be a father and be present. So going to jail for another nigga or because somebody got me
I'm not even going to get into Dame's relationship with his children.
mad, I'm never going to do that. It's never going to happen. I'm not going to do anything that's going to take me away from my children, period. And I just felt like this music business, something can happen where even if I have to do something and I'm not going to feel better, I got into this business so my family did not have to. I don't want my kids on tour. You know how f***ed up tour is? Do you know how f***ed up the music business is? That's like saying to me, yo, I want you to sell drugs. I got out the music business so my kids wouldn't be in the music business in that way. I know how traumatizing it is. I'm not going to bring my kids to traumatized people. I'm not putting my kids in front of ex-drug dealers and current drug dealers. Why would I do that? It's just not my ideals.
All right, gang. Let me get to this super chat. KK said, this rhetoric is dangerous for hip-hop. You can't evolve, can't grow older in the art form, and YNs couldn't respect the elders. This is anti-hip-hop. Who on that stage is dangerous for Blue to be around? Memphis Bleek is a whole businessman. Jay-Z is a whole businessman. Let's run down everybody that hit that stage. Jaz-O is a whole businessman. Okay? These guys are 50 plus. They're not out here selling drugs. I am confused with the message that Dame is trying to say. Blue going on stage with a do-rag on somehow has exposed her to the street life. First of all, she lives in New York. If I'm not mistaken. Don't they got a home in New York as other places? So she's already exposed to what's going on. But she's okay. I think she's well protected, my guy. But it's weird. Right? And Toy Toy said he didn't leave, he got forced out. Appreciate you for the super chat, KK. It is delusional self. He's painting himself as the hero of the story. That would never do this, that, and the third. It's insane. It is insanity. Let me keep it pushing. We're gonna wrap this up.
I'm not in the hood. I don't hustle. I don't live where I hustle. I didn't get out of hell to go back. I'm keeping my kids in heaven, pause, untraumatized. I don't even want them to know about that shit or be able to comprehend it. I'm the sacrificial lamb. I'm Yahshua. They're not going to feel any of the pain I felt. They're not going to see it. They're not going to dress like it. And they're definitely not smelling bad breath, no cinnamon fucking doodle. They're not going to smell sugar on shit. Because that's all that is. Pretending doodle smells good is cinnamon doodle. Pretending that hell is heaven is cinnamon doodle. Pretending something is good when it's evil is cinnamon doodle.
Now it's evil. It wasn't evil when he was dead, but it is now.
It's more than just breath. It's a way of life.
So you wasn't feeling his moment with Jaz-O?
Yeah. I wondered what that conversation was like. Like, yo, I've never called you in 30 years, but now that I need you on stage, you mind getting on stage? Like, I'd have been like, you got to send something over. I wonder if it was What I wondered was how many people were there for love and how many people were there for transaction.
Let me stop there. I know we keep stopping. Salute the Dead Shot said, pause for having. Dame pausing for everything. But right now, Dame is trying to... the pauses are crazy. Salute to Ms. Rock Kitty in the building. Your Music Diva in the building. Positively Pepper Jones made it. Dante in the building. Van Lifestyle. What I'm hearing now right here is he's going into what Jaz-O had to be paid or what needed to be said to Jaz-O. And some people don't realize that a few years ago, Jaz-O and Jay been good for a couple years. As a matter of fact, they've been so good. When Jaz-O dropped his solo, Jaz-O dropped a new album about, I'm a guesstimate, about 3-4 years ago. 3, 4, maybe 5. Time goes so fast. Jaz-O met up with Jay-Z at one of Jay-Z's. He said he called Jay. Him and Jay had already, they pieced it up. He said he called Jay, and Jay was like, oh, you need this, say less. You don't got to say nothing else, you got it. This was years ago when Jaz-O was trying to drop that, he dropped a solo album. A lot of you slept on it, you ain't hear it, that I heard it. It was what it was. It was okay. It had it, right? I heard the album. I shared it on Twitter. But that album, Jay-Z executive produced that some kind of way. He got into it some kind of way. So Jaz-O been good with Jay. They've been good. Jay-Z brought him out, said, it wouldn't be no me without this man. Jay-Z said, this guy taught me how to rap and kept me rapping when I was about to get out of rap. Everything I have, I owe to this man right here. He's already acknowledged him. But Dame Dash now is going to say, I wonder what that conversation would have been like. He's like, you got to throw me something. I'm trying to figure out what's transact. He wants to know where everybody pockets. He want to know what everybody got paid. That's what he really saying. He want to know what Jaz-O got paid. He want to know this, that, and the third. Oh, who did it for the love? This, that, as if it's more. It's still this street mentality. You want to know who came for the love. What if everybody came for the love? Then what do that mean, Dame? What if Eminem did? You can't pay Eminem for that. What if Eminem did it for the love, Dame? I don't understand. I don't understand. He keeps going back to, was it transactional for the love? What's the difference? Ain't too many people could get Eminem there. Ain't too many people could get Alicia Keys there. It ain't a lot of that going on. So I don't understand why that's so important if they got paid or not. It's weird. And I guarantee you, them guys are millionaires. They didn't need, the check means nothing. I'm sure the Clips denied any payment. I'm sure. So I don't understand what he's trying to find and figure out. CM Brock for the super chat. I stopped watching this interview before that part. Couldn't watch no more. It's tough, but I had to do it. I had to. Let him finish, gang.
But even still, you'll never know the truth because you can't trust nothing anyone says. They contradict themselves. They don't mind lying. So everything just seems like some kind of hustle, man.
Dame is insinuating that everyone up there will lie if they got paid or not.
And what they doing? You don't think while they got Beyoncé out there singing Can't Knock the Hustle, they not trolling you? They're like, I'm hustling, bro. We selling these clothes. You think it's about music. We own everything you see, all this merch you buying. That's why we did this. I mean, that's what I would think. Because, I'm a businessman. Like, I'm like, they're hammering down on Yankee too much, man. Like, why am I sick of it? And I know he must be like, I'm sick of Yankees. He ain't wear Yankee in 100 years, and now that's everything he gonna wear for a week. And go pop-up shops just selling Yankee. That wasn't what, we didn't wear Yankee everything. It was just a hat. See, he just a Stugotz. He doesn't know how to do it right. He just OD, over Yankee, pause, and then make it a pause.
Guys. And then he crossed his legs on that one too. He doesn't know how to do it right. He has a merch deal with Yankee Stadium. He owns, apparently owns Mitchell and Mitchell and Ness, right? Salute to the chat that just told me that Jay and Meek bought Mitchell and Ness. But somehow, some way, Jay didn't do it right. Mind you, all of that Yankee gear, most of that stuff was bought at that spot, right? But somehow Jay didn't do it right. I guess we talking about money, but a different kind of money. Because they know how to make right money, and Jay don't know how to make right money.
I'm disgusted.
Yo, let me ask you, you being somebody from New York, why y'all don't show love to the Mets? I mean, Nas, he be the only one rocking Mets gear, yo.
I don't feel like being around a lot of people, bro. It's too many people. It gives me anxiety.
He ain't hear the question right.
Smoke. Everybody's watching. I don't like watching niggas in tights throwing balls. Pause. That's not holding bats. That's not me. For 8 innings?
No, I'm talking about the hats, yo. I never see people wearing Mets hats, only Yankee hats.
Because it doesn't. That. I thought you meant why I don't go to the game. It's because it doesn't match. It's the colors. Like dark blue is just fly. It wasn't because of the team. I didn't give a fuck about the Yankees. Pause. It's just the hat looked cool. Like I'm a Raider fan because the Raiders uniforms is cool. You know what I mean? I've been a Raider fan since Lester Hayes. I tried to buy the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, Nas seem like the only one that be wearing Mets hats, man. Y'all gotta switch it up a little, man. I don't know.
I don't give a fuck. I'm 55. I don't even wear baseball hats. I wear the cap hat. You know what I mean? I feel funny. I don't like fitteds for older niggas. I think it looks funny. Like for me, I stopped wearing fitteds a while ago. I don't think it looks cool. For older, it looks good for like a younger nigga maybe, but it's just me. I just know like what I thought looked corny when I was young, and I just never wanted to turn into that. So I was like, I'm never doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, fundamentally, I'm not going to get corny. I'm going to stay cool. I don't care what nobody else do. I'm not doing all that.
He brought out Bleak though. That was a dope moment.
What else is new? I mean, again, it's like Bleek is still my little man. He's just not little no more. Pause. You know what I mean? It was the same show. Like again, if I'm Bleek, I'd been like, can I do my own set? Can I at least open up? I still got to come in and ad lib. I'm 55 years old. I got kids out there. I can't be a hype man this old. I know I don't want my kids seeing me do that. My kids ain't gonna see me be another hype man at this age. And I got my own albums and my own podcast, and I weigh more than it.
Bleek is a whole businessman. Bleek has a significant portion of Duce. He owns a significant portion of that, which is worth millions. But I'm confused. Let me keep it pushing.
Pause. I'm not doing that. No dish. And again, I love Bleek. He's just so loyal. I know he'd be like, this thing still got me doing this. All right, Jay. Whatever he's. Oh,
you understand? Dame has an issue with Meek right now, so he's going to try to downplay Meek as much as he can.
Got the drums? New drums. Yeah, we just got these new drums from Vegas. Are those better than the ones we got? Yes. Get them shits out of here. Oh, yeah, right. So,
1 minute left, gang.
All right. My bad. Right.
But I don't think he was being a hype man, yo. He did coming of age with Jay.
I didn't watch that. Again, that's what he did when he was 15. I don't want to do the same shit I did when I was 17. I'm not doing it. Like, I would have felt like a dumbass walking out there and dancing and doing all that with gray hair. I'm just enjoying maturing and evolving. I'm enjoying having gray hair. I'm enjoying aging and still having more energy than everyone. I'm enjoying, I really am. Like, I didn't think 55 could ever be this fun. I cannot believe my next decade is 60. Like, that makes no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel that way. Like, I thought 55, he was old, and girls still like me.
That's it.
From laughing off
That's
a
the
duffel
whole
bag stuffed with drug money.
Hold up, gang. That's the whole video. I don't have nothing else to show you. I think we seen enough. I think we heard enough. Queen said, that's why nobody asked you. That's the whole video. So listen, man. I know it was tough. I know it was tough. But we're gonna be all right. Gang, listen. I hope y'all like the new 4K camera. Things are stepping up. Things is up. I get the interface for the mic. So we're gonna be back to scheduled program. I'm gonna drop some more videos tonight. So we're gonna lock in. Stay cool. It's almost 100 degrees here, gang. I think we at 95 degrees where I'm at. It's absolutely crazy. Zero Burn in the building. Karen in the building. All right. Listen, man. I don't know what else to tell you. I did not oversell it. He was right. He's right and exact. If nothing else, it was a delusional entertainment. All right. So listen, man. Do with that what you will. Ain't nothing else I can say about Dame Dash. We got the same old nonsense going on. All right. Intangible, good money. Dame knew every detail, but he didn't watch. Dame is obsessed with Jay, and I think that's where we are with this. We figured that he would be better, but he's getting worse. As a matter of fact, he's not even getting worse. He's not changing. He's not evolving. He's still that guy on the block, still cracking on your shoes. Still pushing 60, still doing the same stuff as a young 23-year-old man. He's still acting like that. He acting like he's 26, still chasing cars and money and this, that, and the third. But he knocking other people for doing the same thing. All right, listen. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. All right. Every Wednesday night we go live. What show's coming back? I'm revamping that podcast studio. So we coming back on the What Show. We just shot a video game 2 days ago. for those that know about the album, right? For those that like the What Show album, we actually it's called the What Project. We're doing a deluxe. We're adding three new songs, and we're dropping a video for Cruel Summer. So we just shot the Cruel Summer video. That's gonna be crazy, right? And we're dropping a deluxe project, this, that, and the third. All right, so stay tuned for that. We not done working, gang. We just doing with it. The old niggas that won't get out the way, right? The old heads that Dame Dash want. He's sick of old heads. He's sick of old guys doing old things. He's sick of us. So, and on that note, we just gonna keep pushing, gang. So tap in with that What Project. If you haven't heard it, 3 new records gonna be on the deluxe, and we just gonna keep it pushing. I got an album that I'm about to drop. TJ just dropped the album. Flair's got an album. Another album he's about to drop. So we just working, gang. Just stay tuned, all right? The Patreon. My Patreon's up. I got the Patreon, Challz Brown Patreon. Lock into that. You can sign up to that for free. The morning show, I took almost a whole week off, gang. If I come back Friday, I'll be surprised. So ain't gonna be no morning show tomorrow. Might not be no morning show Friday. It's vacation week, gang. All right? So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I will keep doing the videos, this, that, and the third, as much as I can. But it's like we trying to get some kind of vacation in for a little bit at least, all right? Some beach, down by the beach, this, that, and the third. But like I said, I got the interface coming. The mic should be crystal clear, and this, that, and the third. All right, salute to Zero. Salute to Potatoes, Journey, Tiff, Karen, Queen B, Samuel, Sassy, Bethany, right? Dots, Queen Liquid. Listen, man. Whole lot going on. I saw a mall in there. I think I saw Stats. A lot of people in the building. Miss Hummus, right? Poison Ivy, Girly Jock, Van Life, Vina, Big Salt, Big Sis, Your Music Diva. Gang, listen, I appreciate you guys tapping in, man. I'm out of here. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. I hope I don't cut